Join the bbopGang. Bro, you're such a. He goes, oh!
When I run into you, it gets.
Just the atmosphere feels good. Stop repeating that. What's up, basketball fans? How y'all doing now? I got my jersey on. Do you have your jersey on right now? Because today we're reacting about some basketball IQ, some basketball statistics. You feel me? We're about to see, using numbers, we're gonna find out who's the most similar NBA player closest to Jordan, the GOAT. Now my overall pick is gonna be Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James. That's the closest people living right now, like still in the NBA, that I would say are the closest to Jordan when it comes to numbers. I'm guessing he's choosing like the ones that are still playing, right? That's what I'm guessing this is. But let's get straight to the statistics. Let's go.
If I asked you to pick a player who most closely resembles
Kawhi
in today's NBA,
Kawhi Leonard,
who would you pick? There's a few players that come to mind, and we can speculate and conjure up some solid answers. But what if there was a legitimate method to solving this age-old question? What if we used numbers, data, and footage to get down to the bottom of this? The footwork, the shot selection, the defense, the tendencies, the play style, the skill set.
Bruh, Houston was a
badass
game.
The closest thing to Michael Jordan
Bruh,
in today's league.
Melo is the most overrated player, I swear.
Let's find out.
Melo better not even be in the list. Like he can't play. But I like him.
In
But
my
I like
last
him though.
video, we took a trip down memory lane and visited the story of Harold Miner, a talented player who came up in the early 90s and was one of many players who
What the hell
was
is that?
thrusted into the category of next Michael Jordan. If you watch that video, you know how that story ends. Just like the others. And after doing days of research regarding the history of Jordan-like players, I stumbled onto this.
Russell Westbrook. I can't say enough about
No, bruh, stop playing games. There's no way Russell is the closest.
Never say, being that we're so many
Jordan, you're capping.
that when I watch him play,
You better not cry
I see
again.
a lot of resemblance of his passion for the game.
Cap, so much cap.
450 active NBA players, Michael Jordan is on record saying that he thinks Russell Westbrook resembles him as a player more than anyone else. In fact, he's mentioned this on multiple occasions. MJ admires the man's game so much that you think he'd make him the face of his brand or something.
Russell Westbrook, yeah. Oh.
There's no better source than MJ himself. But I want to get down to the bottom.
I mean, he's
of this in a way
explosive
that
and always
goes
gets the
beyond
ring
eye
like
test.
Jordan, I
I want
guess.
to know whose play style is most similar to Jordan. Who has the most similar skill set? Who shoots the same shots?
Zach LaVine has
Gets
got
same
the
results
same
as Jordan
vertical
did?
as Jordan
I don't want
for
to know
sure.
whose greatness resembles MJ's. We already get blasted with those lists on a daily basis.
Yeah, everyone
This
does.
isn't a GOAT debate.
Someone
so
has
I
to
will
beat
spare you
Jordan
all
at
of
some
that.
point.
Instead, I ask, which NBA player do you watch and find yourself saying, that guy reminds me of Michael Jordan?
D Rose.
Well, after spending 4 days scouring through hundreds and hundreds
this man's
of stat lines,
statistic,
shot charts,
bro, like it's
tracking
crazy.
numbers, film,
How does he do
combine
it?
measurements, anything and everything that was related to Jordan's game, I've finally come to a definitive conclusion on who that player is. Well, not exactly.
I swear
definitive,
that
but
looks
about as
like
close as we're gonna get.
that's Kawhi. That looks like
So,
Kawhi Leonard.
Where do we start?
I might
For
actually be right
basketball
about
reference,
this.
If you scroll way down near the bottom of a player's profile, you will see a section called similarity scores.
Oh, okay.
This chart will show us players with careers that were similar to Jordan's in quality. and
Kawhi
shape.
Leonard,
This
no
should be a good
doubt.
place to start. Interesting.
Stockton,
This
oh
list
my
is
gosh,
decent,
that's so
besides the
bad.
fact that it cites
This is rigged.
John Stockton, possibly the least similar player to Michael Jordan
guy's
in the history of
trash.
basketball, as a player who is extremely similar to Jordan. And it only features 2 current NBA players. But then again, this list was never intended for comparing style of play, so this won't be of any use. In fact, under the explanation of similarity scores, it literally says, this method does not attempt to find players who were similar in style of
So
play.
it doesn't count then.
So, disregard everything I've said over the
Ah,
last 60 seconds,
easy done.
and let's move on. In order to get the most accurate answer to this question, it's gonna take some work. A lot of work.
Damn.
So I compiled 20
And
key
respect for
attributes
putting all
from
the
weight
work.
to the amount of dribbles they take, even the size of their hands, and then compared Jordan's numbers to those of 35 current NBA players that I feel
so
have
it is
a game
current
that
NBA
in some
players.
way resembles MJ's. This wasn't easy. It took days, and now my head hurts. But
Respect,
it had
though.
to be done. So, before we begin, I want you all to comment your prediction for the most similar player to Jordan in today's NBA. Keep in mind, we won't assume the changes MJ would make to his game if he played basketball in 2020. We are strictly comparing every player based on how Jordan played.
Ooh, step back.
The first attributes we ranked were height, weight, and hand size.
Jordan was
top
only
10 most similar
6'6"?
players
I
get
thought he would be
points for
taller than
each
that.
attribute.
Well,
So, in terms
that's
of height,
ginormous,
Zach LaVine, DeMar
basically.
DeRozan, Jaylen Brown, and Klay Thompson.
Why is
all
DeMar
got 10
DeRozan
points.
on this?
Since there were 9 players that fell within 1 inch of MJ's height, they all tied for 5th and got 6 points each. For weight, Victor Oladipo and Devin Booker.
Hey, Luka is
earning 10
6'7".
points
Don't
each.
check the GOAT.
One extremely important
Why is
ingredient to
6'7"?
MJ's
I thought he
dominance
was
something
6'9".
that many fans tend to overlook: the size of his hands. At just 6'6", MJ had hands around the average size for a man who is 7'9".
Whoa.
His massive mitts were crucial to his ability to control his shot near the basket.
That's crazy.
And of course,
Yeah, that's pretty
do
crazy.
badass stuff like this.
Whoa, he caught that in mid-air with one
Kawhi was
hand.
number 1 with hands just as big as Jordan's.
Kawhi,
Next, we looked at
obviously went
scoring,
down.
shot selection, and play style. 3 of the most important attributes in this experiment, with a score
Scoring,
weighted
shots,
heavier than other
selection,
attributes due
offensive.
to their relevance in MJ's game.
Is
In the
Kawhi in all of
category
them?
Scoring, LeBron finished on top, followed by Kevin Durant and James Harden.
Luka
Jordan was
Doncic
a
is
master
in
of
this.
the
That's
mid-range
respect.
jumper, a lost art in today's NBA. So for the attribute of
Kawhi's
shot
in
selection,
shot
we looked at
selection,
how
Kawhi
often a
is
player
in
attempted a shot from
offensive
mid-range
play
distance.
style, yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, Chris Paul, and Kevin Durant
he's
came
not in
out on
scoring,
top
though.
here, followed by Kawhi Leonard. Next, we looked at offensive play style, which was a combination of a few different advanced stats, but basically demonstrates how a player chooses to operate on offense.
Why is
DeRozan,
Andrew
Jimmy
Wiggins
Butler,
on
and
this?
Kawhi finished in the top 3 here. Next, we ranked players by their vertical leap. An
Zach
aspect of
LaVine,
his game that
easily.
helped him find
Zach
success
LaVine.
early on in his career. Zach LaVine,
Yes.
Andrew Wiggins, and Victor
Andrew
Oladipo finished on
Wiggins?
top in this category.
I understand
But what is a
Victor.
vertical
Ja
leap
Morant
if you
already
can't
on
finish
this.
at
What
the
about
rim?
Zion?
So
What
next,
about
we ranked
Zion?
players by their
Zion's
finishing
trash.
ability. In his career, when attempting a shot within 3 feet from the basket, Jordan had a field goal percentage of 68%. Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, and Bradley Beal were the most similar to MJ in this facet of the game. But in some respects, taking a specific shot is less important than what a player does leading up to the shot.
Okay, yeah, facts.
So we took a look
Kawhi
at how
again,
many
yeah,
dribbles
it's clutch
MJ took
shooting,
before
it's
attempting
dribbling
a jump
tendencies.
shot.
Andrew
Michael
Wiggins,
Jordan
bruh.
was a super efficient player and wasted no
Yeah, that guy
moves
was
on
clutch,
his way
that's
to a
too-
bucket.
he's
So
doing too
most
much.
of his jumpers came off of 2 dribbles. When it comes to
Hezzies.
this specific style of play, Andrew Wiggins, Carmelo Anthony, and Jimmy Butler are the most similar
Ah,
to
Jimmy
MJ.
makes sense, yeah,
But
Jimmy.
the detailed
Carmelo,
nuanced
get
stats
him
do
out of
not
here,
matter.
coach.
MJ's most
Carmelo's
defining
trash.
trait was his ability to be clutch when it mattered most. So to gather information on the clutch attribute, I took a look at each player's shooting percentage in clutch moments. To do this, I used a website called Unpredictable, a uniquely informative site that covers a variation of advanced stats, including clutch shooting. This site defines any game with less than 2 minutes remaining when the game is separated by 4 points or less as the most clutch moments in the game.
Bro, how does he
But
do?
we
My
took
head
this
hurts.
one step further and only included clutch shooting in the playoffs.
So what,
And
last
when it
4
comes to being
seconds?
clutch when it matters most, no current NBA player does it better than Kawhi Leonard.
That's what
followed by
yeah, Kawhi is
Jason
definitely
Tatum
winning this.
and Jimmy Butler.
Kawhi's winning this.
This attribute was also heavily weighted. But one of the more understated aspects of Jordan's game
Defense.
was his defense.
He's a beast at
A lot of
defense as
players
well.
can
It's
go out and
crazy.
get you 30 points, but not many can be the best defensive force on the court while dropping
Devin
30
Booker,
again.
Giannis.
So to factor this in, I took a look at steals, blocks,
There's quite a
and
few.
all NBA defensive team selections. And again, these aren't the best reference points for finding a player's defensive value. But what these numbers will do is get us closer to finding players with similar defensive tendencies to Jordan. And as I mentioned, many advanced metrics are not available for Jordan's early years, so this is the best we've got.
You know what I'm pissed off about? Why isn't Giannis even on this list? None of them. Even with blocks, Giannis is in there. Pascal Siakam is there? This is a biased chart. There's no Giannis.
And for all NBA defensive team selections, Chris Paul is most Jordan-like, followed by LeBron.
What the hell?
Now, these next two attributes are two of the most distinct features of Jordan's game, but also two attributes that are tough to quantify: footwork and demeanor. So for these two attributes, I took the liberty of just grading them based on what
I swear DeMar DeRozan is going to win this. I'm going to be so pissed off if he wins this.
And who's going to stop me? When it comes to footwork, I ranked DeMar DeRozan as most similar to MJ, followed by Jason Tatum and Kawhi Leonard. And in terms of Jordan's demeanor, I think of a player who can lead a team, doesn't shy away from moments, and demands respect from his peers. So
Damian Lillard for sure, yeah.
Butler, Chris Paul, and Damian Lillard.
Mr. Dame.
These two attributes are by far the most subjective aspects of this entire
Mr. Mitchell's on this?
But I felt that we had to acknowledge them to really get the most insight. For example, Kawhi Leonard plays a lot.
Oh yeah, that's literally, oh my gosh.
Nothing like him. This is important and must be accounted for. Next, I factored in assists, rebounds, and field goal percentage. Three relatively broad statistics, but more important information nonetheless. D'Angelo Russell averages the same exact number of assists as MJ did, followed by Kemba Walker and Derrick Rose.
D'Angelo Russell is the most
Paul George, and Melo
disrespected NBA player. He's actually really good.
Like blocks, is heavily represented
I like him.
In fact, only 2 of the 10 most similar players in this category are guards, which goes to show that Jordan was not only versatile, but that he played much bigger than he actually was. And in terms of field goal percentage,
Kawhi is there, Paul George,
and Kawhi
Kevin Durant,
top 3.
But
what are all of these numbers if a player can't lead his team to a win and find success on the way?
Facts.
So the last two
gotta be LeBron, yeah, thought so.
Winning contributions and accolades. For winning contributions, we
Chris Paul and LeBron. Yeah, that makes sense.
Shares per 48 to Michael
LeBron
Jordan,
and Kevin
which were
Durant.
Chris Paul, LeBron James,
how come Chris Paul has not
Harden.
won a ring?
In the
That's kind
category
of.
of
I just noticed
accolades,
that.
When you combine championships, finals MVPs, regular season MVPs, all-star selections, all-NBA selections, defensive player of the year awards, rookie of the year awards, and scoring titles, MJ racked up a whopping 53 awards throughout his career.
What the hell?
Which makes
LeBron has
the
43,
closest player to
29,
MJ in this
20,
category,
19,
followed by
18.
Kevin Durant
Okay.
and Russell Westbrook.
But what awards are they though? Like, are we talking about MVP and all that? Or?
Attributes. So, who came out as the closest descendant of Michael Jordan? Well, there's 2 ways you can answer that question. If we want to approach
I didn't
the
see
answer
Kawhi at
strictly
all.
based off of play style,
Where was
shot
Kawhi landed
selection,
in that chart?
where they work on offense, their specific skill sets, then here are the top 10 current NBA players that most resemble MJ. With DeMar DeRozan topping the list, followed by Kawhi Leonard and Andrew Wiggins. Now this list is
cap.
The amount of dribbles they
What?
take before getting a shot up, their ability to finish at the rim,
Why is Kawhi number?
offensive play style, shot
Why is
selection,
Andrew Wiggins
and
number 3?
steals.
Not
This
Butler?
has nothing to do
Why
with
is Carmelo in the
ratings.
top
And if
5?
you ask me,
And not
this
even
list
Kevin
is
Durant or
actually
Chris Paul?
really accurate. When I think of players
This
that
is
remind
not
me of
accurate
Jordan,
at
these
all.
are the players
He
that
lost
come to
by
mind. In fact, DeRozan
0.5?
has always been regarded as an MJ clone. Minus
Oh,
the
man, the
rings
joke.
and the overwhelming dominance, of course. If you watch DeRozan operate, it's strikingly similar to the way Michael Jordan.
Ooh, what the?
A few
Okay,
years
I've never
back,
seen
this
that.
guy had a pretty interesting tweet that sent basketball fans into a frenzy. I'm not saying he's correct, but when it comes to strictly style of
Gambling addiction.
this guy makes a
This
good
guy's a
point.
troll.
DeRozan plays like an athletic mid-range sniper from 1994 who jumped into a time machine and popped out.
Yeah, but he's
2020 wearing
he's
a
not
Spurs
effective
jersey.
though. He's just not
This
effective.
comparison makes
That's
sense.
legit Michael
According
if
to
he
the
played
numbers,
these days.
It's extremely accurate.
That's
But remember,
facts. That's
we aren't
Michael
looking
if
for
we
a
played
player
these
that
days.
just plays like MJ. We want to know who is the closest thing to Michael Jordan since Michael Jordan. Who can win like him? Who can get a bucket at will?
Luka!
But also can do it in the same fashion.
Melo!
Player down for 40
Kobe.
minutes, but also
Kobe.
break a defender down and hit the game-winning shots. Well, After crunching the numbers, here are the most similar players to MJ in today's NBA.
LeBron, obviously.
From crafty point guards to overpowering forwards, no other player in the NBA emulates MJ's game more than LeBron James. A player that has
my heart was gonna break.
His entire career, and despite a style of play that appears to be nothing like his, actually possesses a game that is remarkably similar. Wait,
Yeah.
I think we're forgetting one player.
Kawhi?
Oh yeah, there he is. With a similarity score that dwarfs
Is that Kawhi?
every other current NBA player, Kawhi Leonard
That's what I'm
is
talking about.
the most similar player to Michael Jordan
Yes.
in today's NBA.
Yes. Okay.
Only
Okay.
5 players cracked a score of 70. Kawhi Leonard has a ridiculous similarity score of 135.
I knew Kawhi was missing. That's what I'm talking about.
Reminds you of MJ. There's a good reason. In fact, of the 20 key attributes we took into consideration, Kawhi finished top 3 in 8 of them and top 10 in 15 different attributes.
Damn.
The shots, the defense, the efficiency.
Yeah, Kawhi is
the versatility,
literally.
the moves
When
they
he
use to
dunks,
create
it's like it's
offense,
effortless.
the
Like he doesn't
ability
even
to
try.
step up in
Hey,
the
that was a
clutch,
clutch
the
shot.
lack of any weaknesses on both sides of the ball. The similarities are uncanny in many ways. Now, let's take a closer look at this list. Russell Westbrook, a man that Michael Jordan says
Where is
reminds
he?
him most of himself, finished 12th in terms of his
Trash.
similarities to MJ.
Trash.
Zach LaVine, a player
Westbrook.
that I believe has many similarities to MJ, finished 24th on this list. Donovan Mitchell is another
Where is
player
Mr.
that reminds
Mitchell?
me of a young Jordan, and yet he almost had nothing in
30,
common with
damn.
him. But if we take a look at the top 10, it seems that our method of narrowing down an MJ clone was
Kawhi.
very effective.
Good.
From spots 10 to 1, the similarities
Okay, that's
to
much
MJ
better. That's
increase
much
with
better.
each player. James Harden reminds us of MJ more than Melo does. Jason Tatum is more similar to MJ than Harden is, and so on. Andrew Wiggins came in at 7th, and I think he might be the biggest sleeper pick in this whole experiment. Although mentally he is the polar opposite of Jordan, their playstyles and skill sets are extremely similar.
That's facts.
Although DeMar DeRozan plays most like Jordan, his lack of elite defense and overall production results in him slipping down to 4th in the overall similarity ranking.
DeMar DeRozan's
At
whack.
one point, Jimmy Butler was speculated to be Jordan's biological son, so his 3rd place finish should come to no surprise. Not only are there games
What?
similar, but Jimmy
That's
seems to be one of the
lies.
few
That
players
is
has
lies.
carried
No
that
way.
Jordan mentality into 2020. And with the most surprising finish of all, in my opinion, LeBron coming in at 2nd.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A player that
He's a
seems to
goat.
have very little in common with MJ.
But he's a goat.
And yet, after ranking
That just
35
proves.
players across 20 different
I bet Kobe would have done the same
finishes
thing.
behind just one player. But when you think about LeBron's career as a whole, the similarities between him and Jordan
He's a
are
beast.
all there. Early on, he was an extremely quick, athletic wing who could get to the rim at will and play
More than that,
elite
he's
defense.
brutal. He's a
As
monster.
He's gotten older, he tends to turn his back to the basket more often. His mid-range and post-up game have been refined, and he doesn't rely solely on extreme production to get the job done. As a
You could
whole,
almost
his
point
career
out that
arc has
LeBron
played
is
out
more
very
brutal when
similar
it comes to
Michael's.
going into the ring.
So there you have it.
Woo!
Your current Jordan-like players. From the guys who have almost nothing in common with MJ to a player that radiates Jordan vibes every time he steps on the court. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
I like that.
How did
I
your
like that.
prediction pan out, and do you feel that these results are accurate?
Very
Be sure to
accurate.
subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And as
Okay,
always,
guys, how did you feel about that? Do you think this chart is true to itself? Because I believe it's true. Kawhi Leonard all the way. I'm just a little bit annoyed that my boy didn't get respect. You know, to be honest, he wasn't even talked about in this freaking chart. I didn't even see his name. I saw Middleton, and that's cool. But where's Giannis, bro? He does give him at least a blocking, something in the top like 10 blocking. Like, come on. Defense as well. Like, I don't understand why he's not in there, but I enjoyed this. This was perfect. This was good. Kawhi definitely resembles freaking Jordan. It's just the similarities are really there. But obviously LeBron is a GOAT who was always resemble to GOATs only. You know, that's how it works. But if you guys like that, comment down. NBA fans, remember to subscribe and ring that notification bell. See you later, guys. I'm